Alright, y'all, what's good? It is the Cursed Prophet back with another video. And I guess our first topic, let's talk about Tammy Roman. So they did a really good job at hiding this the speculation about Tammy Roman in the pictures, because I didn't see any of this just until today. But apparently, I guess she showed up to the BET Awards looking very skinny. Now, some people say in certain pictures she didn't look, all old in the face and very skinny and whatever. And in some of the pictures she looked good, or she just looked very skinny, but the face is very smooth. You guys probably saw the picture. In one of the pictures, when you get to a certain state, you start to see all the veins, all the bones, the different things in the anatomy. Here's what I want to say. Tammy Roman is an Aries. So am I. Aries people are usually built very skinny. A lot of times you won't see us put on weight until we get a lot older. If you do the timeline of Tammy Roman's life, the time that she carried weight is about the same time I see a lot of Aries carry weight. I actually put on all this weight. I was never this big. You see all this weight? I was always, my set weight was always 140 or 142. I put on pretty much a whole nother body when I was put on certain meds, when I had a medical issue going on a couple years back. That put a whole nother body on me. Unfortunately, when I was on these meds, this is when the trend really started of the big butts and, like the small waist with the big butt and, the body looking a certain way. So I wanted a big butt like everybody else. I always had a nice little cute figure or a nice physique. And I always had a nice little bubble butt, but it was never, my parents weren't big butted. So I was like, I want a big butt. So, as the weight started to put on, I was like, ooh, my butt's getting bigger. I'm a gay guy. I was like, ooh, the guy's going to love it. Of course, it went a little too far, and I put on a whole lot more weight than I wanted to. I think I made it up to like 250. I was getting really big up there. And what was crazy is when you looked at me, you couldn't tell how big my waist really had expanded. But when I was at like 142, I was wearing like a 32 in pants, maybe a 33, maybe a 34, depending on the make. But once I put on the weight, I was in like a 50. Like, it just kept getting bigger and bigger, and I was like, there's no way my waist is this big. Like, the size pants I was in was like the size like a guy who was like 350 pounds would be in, like, just really, really big. And I was like, there's no way my waist is this big. Cause I'm just solid weight. Even now, I still have a lot of that same weight on me, but I've lost a lot of it. You can see it in my face, because if you go back and look at pictures now versus now, you'll see where I put all the weight. Like, I went from like super skinny to like just blowing the fuck up. But like I said, I was going through some stuff. I had some medical issues going on. I fell into a depression. I was eating, and I wanted to gain some weight too. Now I've got down to I'm still in that same range, but it looks different. Weight is funny in how you lose it and how it comes off. But I want to say that Aries people, for me at least, what I've observed, are usually pretty skinny, and sometimes they put on a little weight, but they're never really, really big. Whitney Houston was another one. I think it's a fire sign thing. My mom is a Leo, and she was very skinny until she had me, and then I blew up her breast. Now, on her dad's side, they've got this family portrait of all the sisters, and our bloodline on that side, one of my grandmas had 18 kids, and the next one had a bunch of kids. You know how it was back in the day with the women. They had a bunch of kids. But they had this family portrait, and all the women in there were in like that. All the women in this picture, I think they only had like 2 boys, and it was a bunch of girls. I'm in my grandma's house in this portrait. You see all the women, they're all very big breasted. My mom got them too. And even me, I'm a male, but when I put on weight, my breasts still expanded too. Men can grow really big breasts, and there's also a disease, not a disease, but I think it's a disorder. I think it's called gynecomastia or something. It's like, and I believe I've got it too. I don't believe I do have it. It's just pretty much where like the male grows like extra tissue around the breast, and they're kind of bigger. So like, that was just a little extra side note. But I've noticed the fire signs are usually pretty skinny and usually have a decent physique. Like, I had that nice little like 4-pack that you don't really have to work out for, because my body was built a certain way. But a lot of times we put on weight, 9 times out of 10 I found with like Aries and Leos, I don't really know about the Sagittarius, because they're usually pretty sexy built. Now, we're like skinny, but they usually have like a nice build, the 6-pack, nice tight buns, the muscles. They're very interesting looking. And then some Sagittarius look crazy, like Jay-Z. Some people think he's ugly. I think he's cute, but I'm going all over the place with this. Getting back to Tami Roman, I think Tami Roman is getting back to her regular size, because remember when she came on Basketball Wives, she had put on weight, but it's very evident she had went through a divorce, she had been a single mom, she was probably eating out of depression, she had lost her mom, she was going through some stuff, so she had put on some weight, and I think she wanted to get down back to a certain weight size, especially when she started hanging out with Evelyn and them, because, you know, she always said that they treated her like she was an outsider, so she probably wanted to fit in a little bit, but just a little bit, because Aries don't give a fuck really about fitting in with you. We cry about it, or we get upset and we say, they don't like me, or they've got this issue with me. We have our little 1 day or 2 days about it, and cry and beat ourselves up, and then the next day we hop out and we're like, bitch, I don't give a fuck. You're not offended, whatever. So some people think Tami could be sick. Some people think she could be on cocaine, allegedly. I'm not sure. I'm not gonna lie, I don't want to put this out there. I do think that Tami is battling something, a sickness. I do know she has diabetes, and diabetes will make motherfuckers look crazy. I will say that. It'll have your body and your face and just, everything looking crazy. I do think that's more of what's going on. It might be something else. I do really believe, and Evelyn had put the rumor out there that Tami practices some form of voodoo or something. I think Tami practices something, and I think whatever energy she's messing with is the wrong one, and it's backfiring. I also get the sense, and I don't want to say this, that Tami did some bad things to certain people, and some karma has hit her too. And I hate to say it, because I really like Tami, and I think Tami is a fighter, but she is an Aries, and I had to learn as an Aries we have to pick our battles wisely, because we are very short-circuited. We have bad tempers, and we will fuck you up and then think about it later. I think Tami's got some old stuff she needs to heal, and maybe some people she's fucked with, and I really think somebody has laid something on Tami. That's what it looks like. It's giving me more of like the hag spirit, like somebody has put like a beauty spell on her and is trying to like take all her energy. It looks like somebody's absorbing her. It could be one of her daughters, because the one daughter wants to be famous. It might be that it might be written in the stars that she's supposed to be at a certain place as far as fame, and she's not getting there, so they are, the energies are sucking her up. But I don't think it's her daughter. It looks like it's an outside source, and I think it's a root. And I do believe that Tami practices, but I think she needs to go to somebody better. I don't know if she's got a Tata or a Baba or a Gaga or whatever the fuck you want to call it, a godmother, godson, god, whatever. But she needs to find somebody different. It could be Evelyn. I might sit down and do a reading and see if somebody's throwing something at Tami. Now, I know she tells you guys that she believes in Christ, but I know that Tami practices something, and I didn't get it from Evelyn. I always knew. She does believe. And I believe that Evelyn Lozada practices too. I mean, she's Latina. And the fact that she got up there and was like, Tami told me she practices, not that she puts it on me. It's like, bitch, it be the Latinos who be lying. They be having the Virgin Mary, the Guadalupe. I've got mine sitting over top of my bed. Y'all know what I'm talking about. They be having the little Mother Mary statues acting like they don't practice. But if you ever roll up in a bitch's house and they've got a saint statue, but they don't look like the regular Catholic one where it's just like a basic candle in the statue, and you see like money around it or coins or some food around it, they're practicing Santeria. Because remember, when we were slaves, especially out in Louisiana, we hid through Catholicism, because Catholicism, if you really look into Catholicism, it's got a really, really close synchronicity to voodoo. And you Catholics really are just practicing like a watered down form of voodoo or Santeria, whatever the fuck you want to call it. Let's just keep it a buck. And I don't even know how the Catholic Church, and we know they get away with a lot of stuff, but I don't know how you guys are even preaching the word and saying that you're super Christian, because the Bible obviously tells you don't put up saints, you don't worship any saints, you don't worship figures, you don't fuck with candles, you don't fuck with any of that. And I'm not the Bible patrol or anything, but I'm just saying. But Tami did look very interesting. Something is going on with her. I hope she's not sick. I think everybody wants Tami to win. She's had a pretty hard life. And it's not shocking that it was there's some hints of violence in her life, because she's an Aries. And when you come to the sun sign of Aries, you're here to learn lessons through way of interaction, through interactions of like fighting and war, in a sense. It doesn't have to be like super hardcore war, but you come through and you learn through that way. Like if you come through the sun side of Cancer, you're probably going to learn a lot of stuff through through family and kids and emotions. And if you come through Leo, you may learn, you get what I'm saying, but some of you guys don't. You need to look at your sign and say, okay, I'm this is my natural energy. If your energy is the sign of like beauty or wealth like the Tauruses, then you probably are going to come through and learn a lot of stuff through money this lifetime, you know. But I know in mine, I'm actually stopping a lot of my star power by not interacting a lot of times and not arguing with people, because I am supposed to. Like Aries, we are the ones who are supposed to get out here in the streets and whip ass, and we're the gods of war. And this, we were chosen to come through this sign for a reason. All right, let me see what my next topic is. I don't want to forget. I need to start writing it down and having an agenda or whatever. So I made a video last night and I didn't like the way it went. So I was like, I'm going to redo it. And then I saw the shit with Tami. So I was like, let me come and talk about Tami Rowan and see what's going on with her. Because that's my girl. That's my fellow Aries sister. Okay. I'm trying to think. So it's pretty clear that Lotto has now finally been initiated. I'm glad Lotto got her flowers at the BET Awards. This BET Awards, I think a lot of us thought it was really whack, and it was, but this BET Awards straight up was an initiation ritual. All the little people who have been putting in work, or the people who have not got their flowers yet because maybe they have been awarded. They had some other elders in front of them, like P. Diddy, who had to get their awards first, you know, are now being awarded. So we had the little people who were trying to, you know, who were going up the ladder and stepping on the next step up, climbing a little higher on the ladder or the pyramid, were now getting their flowers this year. So they had a lot of breakout stars come out this year, and they were performing. You know, this was the year of ritual and the year of initiations, and people being crowned, almost like in a sense of you're like in Santeria or Apollo or something, like where you're getting crowned and you're going through your like first ritual where you get your warriors. It's like everybody got their warriors this year, you know, and they probably really did. They probably got their warriors for real on some real shit, like for real. Not even just giving an example or hypothetically, they probably did get the warriors. That's all I want to talk about. So, what are any of you guys watching Baddies or the new Bad Girls Club? I think it's called Baddies South. You know, we saw the first season, we're in the second season. Have you guys peeped Jela? And I believe she was on season. She was like the last 3 seasons. I think they went all the way to 17. I think she was season 16 or 15. Whatever. She was on the season with the twins where they fucked the house up. You guys remember that? And she was a really good fighter. She whipped everybody's ass she fucked with. But I noticed that I see 2 things going on with Jayla. So she, in her opening, in her little hashtag or catchphrase when they open it up, I think she said something, I believe if I'm not wrong, or she said it when the show first opened up in the first episode. She said that she was on a spiritual journey now, and she was like really trying to tap into her spiritual self, and all she wears is white. And the first thing I thought is, I said, ooh, I said she's trying to pull Lisa Raye's energy, because you know Lisa Raye always wears white too. She always wears white. And I said, ooh, I see you. I said she's pulling Lisa Raye's energy. And I believe Lisa Raye is a earth sign, and so is Jayla, because Jayla is a Capricorn. So I was like, ooh, so she trying to mount and pull Lisa Raye's energy and get on that level. And then I said, nah, I said, this is what happened. I said, Jayla has been initiated into Ifa or Santeria, and she's on her first year of having to wear white. If not, then she's pulling Lisa Raye's energy, and she's trying to get on that energy. And Lisa Raye, I'm not sure, but I don't think she's ever told us really what was up with the whole her always wearing white. But people who pick a certain color, even those who are like super obsessed with the black, and I'm not talking about you goth people, I'm talking about people who really be on like they only wearing black shit, but not because it's a trend or something. That's an energy. And Lisa Raye, when she does it, what she's trying to tell us is that in some way, shape, or form, she is some type of queen and a high priest. And I'm not talking about on no Hollywood shit where you're getting all these fake ass titles, but you don't know what you're doing with your energy. Lisa Raye came through this life, and she was always going to be a queen. And I think everybody feels it when you see Lisa Raye. She's got a certain energy about her. I think that's why we all fell in love with her in Players Club. Like, it was like that movie was written for her, and you almost felt like that was her real story, which it wasn't. I think her life is totally different than that story. But yeah, I peeped that. I said, well, I see you, Jayla. I said, you are initiating or something. I think Jayla had fell off for a little bit. She was still making money, but not really in the industry. And if she was in the industry, it was behind the scenes. But she's into something. And like I said, she's got to be, I think they call the women who are in this role, who are the queens or whatever, what I'm trying to describe, I think they're called Eonifas, because I believe Iyanla Van Zant is one too as well. She's got that white crowning on her too. And I don't think it's an Abatla energy. It's something different, but it's a very powerful energy. I think Jayla, if I'm correct about what I'm seeing with her, she'll make a great high priest or whatever. I think she will. I think she's got the energy. Capricorns, when they do something, they do it to the fullest. So she'll make a good one. Jayla needs to stay away from Natalie, though. I'm not sure who sought who out, if Natalie sought her out or Jayla sought her out or whatever happened with this friendship. But they have no business being together. They're both Capricorns. And Natalie is more of the shady Capricorn. Jayla is not. Jayla's going to end up having to whip that bitch ass. So our best bet is just to leave Natalie alone. And then when I was peeping Zeus Network, I was, you know when Lemmy or Lemuel Plummer, you know, the owner of Zeus, we all know him. He's always on fucking line talking or whatever. He always or Natalie's always pulling him into a video with her, or whenever he comes on live, he's always got Natalie around. And I said, Lemmy, his name is so hard, it's like a tongue twister. Lemmy is a fucking Aries. He was born the same exact date I was. And in the last video, he was sitting in a chair and Natalie was behind him. And I found that very interesting, and I found it very eerie, because I was like, why the fuck does this Aries have this Capricorn behind him on top of his crown? And then the bitch is in there acting like she runs shit. But the Aries doesn't need the Capricorn in there running anything. They have no business together. Because when it's all said and done, Natalie, the Capricorn, is just going to stab Lemmy in the back. And she probably already is, while she out here lying, acting like she owns Zeus, but she doesn't. And I feel like she has tarnished a lot of his name with certain things that she's did with certain business deals. I don't think he sees it yet, but he will eventually. But no Aries ever has any business having a Capricorn on top of their head, or really anywhere in their circle, because they can't trust them. And the Capricorn's always going to backstab them and crucify them, because, you know, when you get the Capricorn and the Aries together, it's the battle of the ram, the crucifixion of Christ. They're both the ram. Two different animals, but still the ram, and one has to be sacrificed. And for what we see with Natalie, Natalie's not going nowhere. So is it going to be you, Lemmy? Is she going to sacrifice your energy? Is she doing something with your energy? I don't like Natalie being behind his head anywhere near his crown. And really, he doesn't need to do any business with her. Besides, baby, you're the executive producer, sign your check. We'll go over it, whoop, 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 and keep it moving. But we don't need to be in the same group. He has no business with her. You know? She has no business with her hand in anything that he's doing besides whatever they've agreed to. I don't like that, though. Because you Capricorns know what y'all be on. You know, y'all can be some good people sometimes, but y'all be on bullshit and y'all lie. And then y'all get everybody information and you be telling it. And whenever it comes time for you to be crucified for something you've done, you snitch on everybody else. Aries aren't like that, though. We're way more loyal than you guys. You can't be trusted. And you know what? Sarah Oliver will always win over top of Natalie, because Natalie is a liar. And Sarah is speaking truth, and she's speaking from pain and hurt. And I feel like Natalie did something very bad to Sarah. Now, I feel like it's something sexual, like something happened. But Natalie got what she deserved. And Sarah went back down into the South and put that motherfucking Atlanta hoodoo on that bitch. She don't even have to be a practitioner, because some of you guys get it fucked up when you're like, well, they don't practice. This is practical magic, boo-boo. Everybody don't have to pull out candles and herbs and stuff. That's just props. As my old teacher used to say, that's just props. That gets you in the mood. It helps you focus. But when you're a real bad witch, you don't need none of that shit. Well, I'm not going to say that. Some people need them, some people don't. But that doesn't make you any less powerful or any more powerful. But Sarah put witchcraft on that bitch, and she fucked Natalie up. And Natalie's whack. Did you guys see that bitch fight? She pretty much had Sarah in a spot where Sarah was pretty much handcuffed. And still wasn't landing no punches. See, with Capricorns, they're good at putting on a facade that they're tough, but they're really not. You know? You notice with Tiffany Pollard, they never put her hands on nobody. She talk a lot of shit. And she knows when to take it up and take it down. That's why Tiffany Pollard is the queen of reality TV. Now, that's the Capricorn that's really bringing that motherfucking energy. But Natalie Nunn, she's a punk-ass, fake-ass bitch. But she's a good businesswoman. Okay? Yeah. What's going on with these energies inside of this tractor trailer, I think, recently? Like a day or two ago. And they said there was a bunch of bodies in there. Now, I didn't read into it, but I did keep getting the pop-ups about it. So I was like, did they find bodies in the trailer? Or was it a wreck? Because I think down here in Virginia last year we had something like that too, where they found a bunch of bodies. And we don't be having people get killed and shit like y'all do in y'all bigger cities. Like, we chill out here. Well, I can't say now because everybody's on bullshit now. Like, nobody's safe. But we used to, you know, leave your door unlocked, whatever. You know, we live in a different time now. But as Lucifer shines through, bringing the truth. What was going on at Versus? Did Ray J forget to go make his deal with the devil so that he could still sing? Who stole Ray J's voice? Or did Ray J steal somebody else's voice and then they took it back? And that's why he got up on that stage sounding like that. And then why did you motherfuckers go up there and do a Versus if everybody was going to be beefing? I thought everybody was friends. That Versus was interesting. I didn't even watch it, but I saw clips of it. And I was like, that was interesting energy going on. And it's a shame that Bobby V really can't do one now because people are still tripping about the fact that he got caught with a fucking tranny. And then Safari Samuels and Erica Mena and this whole transsexual and strap-on thing. Safari might as well go ahead and apologize to her and leave her alone and never get with her on that type of level. Get smart, get rude. He better just do as she says because she's a Scorpio and she's going to sting until she's done. Really, I can't even give him no advice and tell him to butter her up or bribe her because when she gets done, she'll get done. A lot of you guys are saying, you know, you were hating on Erica Mena, but he courted her for years. Erica Mena submitted to him. I knew they weren't going to last when they were getting married and Safari broke. Remember that heavy cry he did? I think his sister brought something to his dad from his dad who had passed. He was really close to. It was like an item, a watch or something. And he broke down and lost it. I saw it in his face. He wasn't crying about that thing. He was crying because he was marrying Erica. He never wanted to marry her. He liked the thought of fucking Erica and marrying her. A lot of us get caught up in that. We like the thought of things, but we don't really want to do it. And he should have never did it. Because now Erica's going to fuck him up. He deserves it. He treated her like shit. And Safari's a Cancer. You know, they're supposed to be good family-oriented people. Now, all signs can be on bullshit, but he's got to have some other energies, a moon or something, a rise and something that's fucked up because he was on bullshit. And it's crazy because him and Erica are the perfect match because she's a Scorpio and he's a Cancer, so they understand each other. Because Cancer's a very complex sign. The Scorpio comes out and balances the Cancer. He fucked up a good relationship. Erica went wrong this time. All the wrong we seen her do on these TV shows, this time Erica went in the wrong, y'all. This was Safari. He dogged her. And everything he gets, he deserves, man. I'm sorry. Should never fuck with a Scorpio, man. And do you guys think that he really likes getting... Well, we saw the messages. I guess it's no alleged. Do you think that he's, you know, got a little sugar in this thing? Well, he's in Hollywood. He's probably been popped in the butt either. I hope he's not letting anybody pop him in the butt because you got too much meat to be letting anybody do anything to you, bruh. You got enough meat that you can pop your own self. But, like, when your dick that big, you don't have no reason to have no other man put nothing inside you. And it's not about him being gay or anything like that. I'm not hating because I'm gay. What I'm saying is he got too much dick for you to even be calling somebody and saying, can you fuck me, bro? Your dick is too big. You wouldn't even look right. Anyway, y'all, soon I'm going to be coming with t-shirts, and I'm going to introduce you to my logo. It is coming soon. It's almost done, and I can't wait to share it with you guys. This was The Cursed Prophet, back with another video. Have a good day.